We're truly privileged to be able to announce John Hartwell as our new athletic director. John. So, I've been
athletics and a proud member of the Sun Belt Conference, and the opportunity for the Sun Belt Conference, to me, those two go hand in hand, and the future is so bright and the sky is the limit, because I just came from a league that is often compared now to the Sun Belt Conference from the Mountain West Conference. And when you look at the landscape of college athletics today, in particular football, I know Coach Bowden will beam when I say this, other coaches, Coach Richard, Coach Fed, y'all don't get upset about this because I'm going somewhere with this. Every student athlete is equally as important, but in terms of revenue right now in college athletics, football is what's driving the train, and the CFP money and the opportunity going from 4 teams to 12 teams in the CFP, assuring that there is going to be a group of 5 team, at least one every year in the CFP starting in 2024, and then more than doubling the amount of money in there. So every school in FBS is going to benefit from this. ULM is going to benefit from this, and even more so the success of our institution in football as well as the Sun Belt Conference, because there is no doubt to me that the upward trajectory of the Sun Belt Conference and maybe the downward trajectory of the American Athletic Conference with Houston and Cincinnati and UCF departing to go to the Big 12, the Mountain West, where I just came from, and you take the AAC out, and the Mountain West and the Sun Belt are right there together, and San Diego State has a foot out the door trying to get to the Pac-12, and there are 2 or 3 other schools in that league trying to do the same. I think both us as an institution and the Sun Belt Conference are poised for great, great days ahead. Obviously, that takes work. That does not happen the day that John Hartwell walks in the door, snaps the finger, and said, hey, I want us to be an upper tier school in every sport in the Sun Belt Conference. That's what my long-term vision and goal is. I want us to, be in the top 4, 5, 6 every year in every sport in the Sun Belt Conference. And I think we can get there. Obviously, we've got to continue to invest. And really, at the end of the day, and some of our staff heard me say this the other day, one of the thing that is non-negotiable in my book is we've got to remember every day as members of our athletic department that the beginning and the end is our 360 student athletes. None of us have a job if it's not for those 360 student athletes. And it is our job as administrators to provide the tools and resources necessary for those 360 student athletes to be successful, first in the classroom, secondly on their various fields of competition, and third, and maybe the most important that sometimes gets overlooked, arm them with the life skills that will help them be successful no matter if they're a teacher, a doctor, an attorney, a coach, a professional athlete. I'd love to see some do that. There's a history of success here at this university with professional athletes. I actually our girls went to OCS for a tour this morning. I spent 25 minutes with Stan Humphreys and talked to him a little bit about his experience here. So there's the opportunity for people to advance and be professional athletes, but that's a very small percentage. That's less than 1%. If you're going to bank on that for your future, you might as well take your meal money every week and go buy lottery tickets, because you're probably going to be more successful at the lottery. How do we do that? Well, I know, somebody asked the question the other day in I think it was in the Zoom the other day. I couldn't tell you who it was that asked the question, but they started the question with the phrase up front. And they said, before even asking the question, they said, well, we're the second lowest FBS budget in the country. And then they proceeded to ask their question. And I said, I answered the question. I didn't say anything there, but I talked to Carmen and Coach Fed right afterwards. I said, no disrespect to the question. I understand the basis of that question. But if I get the opportunity to have this job, I want to make sure that we eliminate that phrase from within. People outside may say it, but if you start out your thought process of that, we're never going to be successful, and that's not the way I operate. I want us positive, glass half full. We're going to be able to accomplish great things here. This program has an unbelievable history. I can't wait to get started, to meet you all. We're all in this together. I promise you I'm going to be accessible. It was funny to hear Dr. Berry's remarks about, all the experts out there. That maybe now that there's a full-time AD on board, maybe I can take some of those from you. I told somebody earlier that I'm still in the honeymoon phase. I guess we're, undefeated. Technically, I don't start for about 3 more weeks. Dr. Berry, I see a lot of our coaches and staff here. I can't wait to get going. And, the sky is the limit, and I'm so excited. And I'm going to say this. A few folks heard me say this the other day. I'll use the PG version of this, but I like to use the 3 initials LFG, and that's let's go. That's kind of my mantra. Let's go win. Let's win the day. So great. Thank you so much. I think there's going to be some little Q&A here, but go Warhawks. Thank you so much.